major functions, and also change to a data-driven culture where hard data are collected. And not only hard data, I said that all kinds of data like email, like text messages, like pictures. Because nowadays, this employee engagement, it's a big issue for HR. Now, I don't know how you really evaluate the employee engagement and whether that has an impact on your personal assessment score. Do you have that?
Yes.
You have. So, how do you evaluate engagement? Based on the feedback of the supervisors or heads?
Not exactly to that. We also see the delivery of the persons engaged in service.
How? Whether you are using any online devices?
We have a criteria to judge the every individual's assessment.
Okay.
And
Who judges?
for example,
Head of the department.
self-contribution, recommendation from the department,
Okay.
and involvement, hard work. These are the criteria we are judging.
Yeah. But supposing you have hard data of employee engagement, that means, let us say, that your cameras are there, okay, in the workplace, and it's being recorded every minute. Now, how a person engages himself to work?
We are monitoring to that.
No, not only monitoring, you are getting those pictures constant.
Yeah.
How to evaluate?
Based on the workplace practice and people's engagement.
No,
and
how to
workplace.
evaluate converting them to the data? Yes.
Actually, the database is a part.
Yes.
I'm talking about.
No,
database.
but here again, the modern approach is that convert this into data. Okay, digitize it.
Okay.
And then use it. Because many cases it has been found that supposing your employee is not going along well with the immediate supervisor.
Right.
What will happen? What will be the fallout? The fallout will be that, because of the bitter relationship, head will not give a good report about the employee, despite the fact that he engages himself to the extent possible. And you gave, generally I have seen in many companies that it is given much more importance than the employee self-assessment. Self-assessment, maybe if it is given a weightage of say 20%, this is given much more, maybe double that. Then, talking to others, that means others means his fellow colleagues. Do you do that? So, what is the importance of that? Now here, again, whether a bonhomie relation kind of thing prevails among them, or he is always so bitter or so caustic that he doesn't get along with the people with whom he works. What kind of thing? Point is, what I am trying to drive home is this. When you selected him, you selected based on certain merits. Okay. So if that is how you selected and you spent a lot of money on that, you had an investment because your interview, your hiring, the details of the hiring process were time spent of the HR manager, even other high ups who spend their time in choosing, selecting that person. Lot of investment is there in terms of when you ultimately at the end of the day convert it to in terms of money, it will be quite huge, and more so when it is at the higher level. Okay, it is a talent search basically. So when you found him proper during your interview process, why person will be like this? Is it because that you have not taken the onboarding of that new entrant in a proper direction or proper manner? Has anything got to do with this? Onboarding is the most difficult part and the most important part after a new entry comes to your organization. So, what kind of onboarding process you have in place? That you have to see, because ultimately we had our soul searching because I was dean for quite some time in ISL, and I found our typical system is that in the first year, in the first semester, if anybody gets less than 40% goes out. Now in a semester, say 6 to 7 courses are there, and effective time, although it is said that it is 6 months, but effective time may be much less than actual interaction time between teacher and the students is much less than 2.5 months because of many other issues, the holidays, this, that. So in fact, when I was the dean, at least 5 such people had to walk out. They were served notice to discontinue. Then their parents came jumping, one from Andhra, another from Karnataka, because it's all India test, based on that we take. And as Mr. Jena pointed out, that it's a very, very, very rigorous test, much more than even IIT tests, particularly the mathematical ability. And that is how those who pass out, 90% of them land in US and UK and other places, universities. So what is the problem? They came running and they said, look, our wards, they got this kind of fellowship, merit scholarship, then some talent scholarship, Jagadish Bose National Scholarship, that, so many things they reeled out. And despite that, how could you check out it? I said, my hands are tied. This is in our constitution. I cannot, because if that is to be done, then the whole scenario has to change, because we have government bodies, we have so many things, we funded centrally, so we have to call the board meeting like your, okay, and then we have to go for this, move this, case for a change in constitution, and so many issues, it will not be resolved in one day. Short. So I cannot help it. My hands, then they said that we will go to director. I said, go ahead, no problem. But director also will not be able to do anything for you. I can talk to him right in your presence. Now I am talking to him and talk to him. So I took the phone, I talked to the director and said he wants to talk to you. His parents have come from far off places. That, what he says, he is equally, hands are tied, and I was can't. Because I am only a functionary, but this is drafted by board, some kind of thing. So you cannot, on individual discretion, cannot change this. So painful here. I said that we selected through so much rigorous process. So then it was found that during, semester is something you cannot afford to be inattentive. You have to be very cautiously attentive during those 2.5 months period. If you miss any class, you go. And there when we searched his hostel record and all that, I went into details and I found that for some time they are playing games, going to movies, and many classes they took off, and that's how the disconnect took place. So then we devised that what is the way out then, so as to keep them more engaged. That's why I said the engagement, how to really evaluate. What you are doing is only post-mortem type of analysis, but it's not before that he does not engage and you are punishing him because of that. After post-mortem analysis, instead of doing that, why not you have some inbuilt process by which you can, during the time he keeps on engaging himself, evaluation period, these deficiencies are caught, and then you take course action, corrective course action.
But my question is, sir,
Yes.
there is an institution, but here there is a unity and the assignment is given to every individual.
Yes.
People are coming for certain timing and leaving in certain timing.
Yes.
During this period,
Yes.
each quantum of service is fixed.
Yes.
So they have to do this work within this time.
Okay.
Unless until they perform well,
Yes.
it is automatically capitalized by the reporting bus and the reviewers.
That is in terms of some hard numbers.
Yeah.
But now, supposing one is so one at some point of time you find that one is not perfectly engaging himself.
Right.
Before that he was engaging then.
Sir.
You had no complaint. So why that happened? Did you? So my whole thrust is not making it post model type of analysis. You try during the process you try to find what is the difference.
Exactly, engagement is there or not?
Yes.
So the person is.
And why? Again, because of pandemic induced some stress or maybe some other
Okay.
family
That has to
issues.
be analysis.
Yes.
And sir, it is a continuous process.
It is a continuous.
To keep the people engaged,
Yes.
and it has to be monitored and corrective action to be taken
Yeah.
as and when required.
And nowadays, now focused softwares are there.
Correct.
Even for an individual, if you want to follow him through all course of action, when he is going to toilet, when he is going talking to some person, when he is talking to head, talking to his colleagues, everything is monitored.
Right.
From that, can you not analyze that there is a deviation in this?
No, but once, sir, it is a
But because it is not being done, if you convert this whole thing into hard data and then analyze, maybe you will find some clues by which you can identify what is his problem in engagement. Why he was engaged fully and delivered the value or delivered the whatever he was to give. Now failing to do that.
Now, if you do a case study, in persons is underutilized or not being properly engaged,
Yes.
then we will study it.
Yes.
And we will feel
Huh.
what is the difficulty why he is not met to the targets.
Yes,
In
yes.
that sense, we have to do the counseling, we have to talk to the HR.
Right, but
reporting
many-
boss
many-
and reviewers.
Many
Ah,
cases,
ah,
what
ah.
happens, it goes on, it is a progressive kind of
Right.
thing, and then you cannot help it. He reached that stage, or burnout, or that kind of stage where nothing is helping. Just like I said that my student had to be checked out.
Now there is no mechanism actually.
There is a mechanism. That is why
Now
digital.
here we don't have mechanism.
You don't have mechanism, but there are mechanism in place. Digital device.
Simultaneously, thousands of people can be monitored or individually.
Yes.
Our team size like
Yes.
2,500
Yes,
people.
yes, no
There
problem.
is it like time motion study.
Not time
Not
motion.
exactly time
study.
motion study.
It's
Not
not.
exactly.
Okay,
But
this is
the
what I am
role
pointing
is
out.
different from
Let us
person.
go
It's
through
kind
this.
of quality
and-
assurance, sir. Quality assurance
No,
and
quality
quality control.
assurance, sir, control.
No, quality control is there, but this is much more. That's why I said that it is ultimately every HR leader in the world over, they are pointing out this fact that it is a people who have to be kept mentally and physically healthy to contribute maximum, and it is your duty to onboarding process.
Now the failure comes to when there is
It's
a
not
failure,
just declare that he is failed and he is
Right.
succeeded.
That is
Not
the-
that kind of.
that way only it is being done. Suppose there is a failure, then it comes to the picture.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Very true. It is a postmortem analysis. But I said during that process, if you find out these are his pitfalls, shortcomings, or deficiencies, you can take course correction. That is what I am trying to. So, and then the data here today, a data dashboard will be there. Everybody will have easy access to that data dashboard, and you go to next page. Here, like say applicants, he will look for job openings in your company. Then application blanks, what are the application format, how he has to fill up his biodata and all that. Because every company may be having certain format according to which you have to give the data. Then data on the company, that means how the company is, because he will definitely not like to go to a company which is a losing concern or which does not have good reputation in the market. Okay. Then for employees benefit enrollment, personal data, dependent data. Okay, dependent means his own family members. Retirement planning scenarios. Managers training investment factors, cost for a hire, turnover cost, executive data for HR forecasting and costing, succession plans. External groups, time and attendance data, dependent health insurance status, payroll information, and then consolidated omnibus budget reconciliation act, all those details are there. This is for the accounts. So, HR dashboard should be ready with this kind of data. Whoever wants to access this, you can give a limited access, no problem. Individual based on certain key words, password. Okay. For instance, you may say that applicants do not need this kind of data, only needs this, tracking these three. So give a password like that, only he can track those three. So it can be organized. Okay. So whoever needs whatever data, for instance, manager may be needing, executives may be needing many types of all data, much more. So that way you decide, someone will be deciding that what data is relevant to which particular level of employee and accordingly give access to that. Next. Yes, please. And if you want to take a break, you can tell me, okay? Whenever you need a break, we can-
Those people who have some important work, they are going, coming like that.
No, it's okay.
It will be continuous process. We will
Let us
finish
have a break
right
for
to
10
lunch.
minutes.
Huh?
Break 10 minutes, let us have a break.
If you want 5-10 minutes break, no problem. I have no problem, but you tell me when you want. Now you want? What is the time now?
How much left? How many presentations?
Nearly half.
Half an hour?
No, half, not half an hour. 11:50. I'll take one more hour.
1 hour more. So 5 minutes break.
10 minutes, 5 minutes.
By 1 I am planning to
Done
conclude
already.
so that I can have some discussions.
So 12 we can start.
Okay, 12
You can start from 12 o'clock.
Okay.
10 minutes.